Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're playing a little NCAA Football 14 here today. It is our Cal State Fullerton Titans Dynasty. We're going to cover week number 1 of season number 1. We do not play. We have a bye in the opening week of the season, so this episode will have scores and highlights from top 25 action as well as other notable scores and highlights from around the country. So let's get right to games involving top 25 teams. Starting with number 24, the Nebraska Cornhuskers beat Wyoming 42-14. And we'll work our way towards number 1 here. Number 21, Iowa State over FCS Drake, 38-21. And now we head out to Iowa City as the Hawkeyes take on the Northern Illinois Huskies. Towards the end of the first quarter, NIU with all day to throw. Cole Tucker makes the catch down inside the 10. That would lead to a Huskies field goal. They lead 3-0. Just before the end of the quarter, though, Mekhi Sargent will run it in from 9 yards out. Iowa leads 7-3. Big 4th down and 2 play midway through the second. And Iowa comes up with stop, hoping to change some momentum. Here, let's see how Nate Stanley and the Tribe does. Stanley throws the pick, and Northern Illinois is going the other way. Interception taken down into the red zone by Jalen McKee. And here comes the Huskies on a counter. Trey Harbison from 10 yards out gives Northern Illinois the lead 10-7. More Huskies later in the second quarter. Touchdown saving tackle would set up a 35-yard field goal attempt. The kick is wide to the left. And Iowa dodges a bullet late in the third quarter. Nate Stanley pitches to the left side to Torin Young. And the Hawkeyes regain the lead at 14-10. Late in the game, leading 14-10 on a 4th down and 13, Iowa goes for it all. Smith-Marset, 33 yards on the touchdown reception. And the Hawkeyes come from behind to beat the Northern Illinois Huskies 21-10 to open up the season. For them, the Wisconsin Badgers at number 19 beat UMass 52-10. The 18th ranked Michigan State Spartans 28-13 over Western Michigan. Number 23, Washington State leaves the Palouse, heads down to the so-called plains of Auburn, Alabama, to take on 16th ranked Auburn. Bo Nix finds Eli Stove over the middle for the touchdown. Auburn up 7-0. Bo Nix again. Over the middle once again. Eli Stove again. 8-yard touchdown reception. Auburn's up 14-3 now early in the second quarter. Bo Nix moving around in the pocket. Finds a receiver over the middle. And that is Will Hastings, a 28-yard reception. Later in the drive, off of his back foot, Bo Nix finds Seth Williams. 2nd down and goal with 39 seconds. And then over the middle, Anthony Schwartz, a 7-yard touchdown. Auburn rolls over Washington State 30-6. 22nd ranked Syracuse and 15th ranked Penn State playing a neutral site game from MetLife Stadium. Penn State strikes first over the middle for a long touchdown. 7-0 Nittany Lions. Dotson on the receiving end of that one. Syracuse would bounce back with a touchdown down the left side to tie it up at 7. We go to the midway point of the second quarter. Score all tied up at 14 and Penn State with the pick. And they're going to run it in for 6 to take a 21-14 lead. Now a touchdown over the middle makes it 28-14 in favor of Penn State. Syracuse would have an answer though. On 1st down and 10, splitting the middle of the field, a touchdown. Makes it 28-21. And here is Clifford. And it's Syracuse's turn to pick one off, and they go down to the 1-yard line. 1st down and goal for the Orange. Touchdown right up the middle, makes it 35-28 in favor of Syracuse. Penn State would come back though early in the 4th quarter. Clifford runs it in from a yard out, tying the game at 35. And then Syracuse with a chance to take the lead. Takes the sack. And Penn State takes over. Here's Clifford again, swinging it out of the backfield. 4:38 to go in the game. This one ends up in a Penn State field goal. With 2:58 to go, Syracuse can't answer. Penn State with the win, 38-35 at MetLife Stadium over Syracuse. Up next, we've got the University of Utah, ranked number 14, hosting Utah State at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Early in the game, Jordan Love for Utah State would step up in the pocket near the line of scrimmage and find a receiver downfield, but his throw leads him out of bounds. Later in the drive, though, Jordan Love would stumble in for the touchdown. Utah State takes a 7-0 lead. Utes would tie it up, though. Early in the second quarter, game-changing play here for Utah. Utah State was driving, had a chance to take the lead. Jordan Love with an ill-advised pass throws the interception, and here comes Tyler Huntley and the Utes. Pitch to the right side, and Simpkins goes in from a few yards out, gives Utah their first lead of the game. In the third quarter, straight up the middle, 21-10 Utes. Zach Moss scores there. Jordan Love now 20-13. Aggies still with a chance. He is hit from behind and loses the football. Bradley Anai with the recovery. 3rd down and 3 now for the Utes. And they score again at the end of the third quarter. Nobody scores in the fourth. Utah wins at 27-13 in the Battle of the Brothers. Moving on, number 13, the Washington Huskies beat Boise State 41-18. So a couple of back-to-back Pac-12 teams over Mountain West teams. The Texas A&M Aggies in a tight one over Rice, 28-24. Oregon 41-6 over North Carolina A&T from Autzen Stadium. And now the 10th-ranked Texas Longhorns facing the New Mexico State Aggies. Late in the first quarter, the Longhorns break the scoreless tie on a rainy day. Keontae Ingram from 8 yards out at 7-0 Texas. New Mexico State, Matt Romero looking up top to Isaiah Lottie, and Lottie gets behind the defense. He scores from 62 yards out. New Mexico State has tied it up in the second quarter. We are very interested in this game. We play New Mexico State in week 3, and Matt Romero would convert 3rd down after 3rd down. This one to Anthony Muse sets up a field goal to put New Mexico State up. They go into the halftime break leading 13-7. You've got to believe Texas is going to come out and crush them in the second half, right? But on the opening drive on 3rd down, New Mexico State comes up with a stop, forcing Texas into a long field goal. They make it. It's 13-10 New Mexico State. Another big 3rd down and 6. 2:28 to go in the third. A nice block in the back springs Jason Huntley. 3rd down and 14. New Mexico State, another missed tackle. And Xander Yarborough, the tight end from New Mexico State, gets another 1st down. And Matt Romero hurt the Longhorns with his legs. An 11-yard rush there sets up a field goal, making it 16-10 New Mexico State. Matt Romero, a gutsy quarterback in this one, but he may have tried a little bit too hard on this play. Might change momentum in the football game. He coughs up the football, and it's recovered by Texas at the 41-yard line. They get inside the 40 to the 39, and a chance to take the lead. On 4th down and 6, Sam Ellinger cannot escape the pocket, and they turn it over on downs. New Mexico State's defense holding the Longhorns in check. 5-star recruits all over the field for Texas, but New Mexico State is hanging with them. They go up 19-10 with 3:20 to go in the game. A desperation heave. It goes off of the receiver's hands, and it's picked off by the New Mexico State Aggies. The New Mags go into Austin and pull off the upset maybe of the season. 19-10 over the Texas Longhorns. Number 9, Notre Dame, hosting Temple in South Bend. On 4th down and 11. Temple throw on the run. Catch is made down inside the 5 to the 1 by Randall Jones. 1st down and goal. The quarterback's going to take off and keep it himself. Anthony Russo scores from 1 yard out. 7-3 Owls with the lead. Temple now inside the 5, looking to add more. On a 4th down and 1, Notre Dame's defense comes up with the stuff, and the ball turns over on downs. 7-6 now. Temple still leads. We're in the third quarter. Notre Dame driving. Jafar Armstrong makes the catch, sets up a field goal that will give the Irish their first lead of the football game. 9-7. Well, they might have led 3-0, but 9-7 Notre Dame late in the third quarter. Ian Book keeps it, goes for 11. First down and 10 from inside the 20 now. Book over the middle. Catch is made by Michael Young down to the 1. And then Book's going to keep it himself and go in for the touchdown. Notre Dame on top by a score of 16-7. Temple threatening again. Russo finds Jeremy Jennings. 6-yard reception, sets up 4th down. Temple's going to go for it here to try to cut into the Notre Dame lead. Russo's going to pull it down, and he's going to score from a few yards out. That makes it 16-13. Midway through the 4th, it's 16-14 after the PAT on that touchdown. And Russo over the middle throws the pick. So Notre Dame didn't particularly play well, but they've got a chance to ice the game right here. Jafar Armstrong, and he just strong arms his way in from 6 yards out. Notre Dame, under the watchful gaze of Touchdown Jesus, wins another one at Notre Dame Stadium, 23-14 over Temple. Moving on here, we've got the 8th-ranked Florida Gators taking on the Toledo Rockets. Another one we're interested in. We're playing Florida next week at Cal State Fullerton. And it's going to be Felipe Franks down the right side to Kyrie Cleveland for the touchdown. Florida goes on top here 14-6 later in the second quarter, right before halftime. A runner breaks free with a convoy down the hash marks for the touchdown as the clock expires. Florida rolling. They're up 45-13 here. And Felipe Franks, insult to injury, 52-13. Gators roll, and now they await. Cal State Fullerton will be in the swamp next week to take on the 8th-ranked Florida Gators. They'll probably have a new ranking if somebody here in this top 7 loses. Michigan didn't, 31-27 over Central Michigan. LSU 38, TCU 14. Anybody in the top 5 going to lose here in week 1? Well, spoiler alert, somebody has to, because number 1's playing number 3. Ohio State, 5th ranked, over the Buffalo Bulls. Oklahoma blanks Louisiana Monroe, 38-0. Number 2, Alabama beats Virginia Tech 48-38, and now we have the game of the week in 3rd ranked Georgia against number 1 Clemson from Death Valley. Early in the game, it was Georgia. 10-7, Dogs with the lead. And that is when Clemson and Trevor Lawrence decide to awaken. Less than a minute to go, Trevor Lawrence finds T. Higgins in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Clemson takes the lead and they would not look back, leading 24-10 now. Trevor Lawrence drops one in to T. Higgins again. Sorry, that wasn't T. Higgins, that was somebody else. And then Trevor Lawrence on the keeper. 38-10, Clemson rolls over the 3rd-ranked Bulldogs. We'll see if the Bulldogs can recover from that loss. They have a whole season to go. But that's a tough one. All right, that is the end of the top 25 portion. Now we're going to look at some scores and highlights from other notable games around the country. South Carolina over North Carolina. Tulsa over Bowling Green, 31-28. Wake Forest over Duquesne, 26-3. Have a few more scores here, then we'll get to some highlights. UNLV over Minnesota, 38-28. That's an upset. Northern Iowa, 14-12 over the Indiana Hoosiers, another FCS team with a win there. Ole Miss over Vanderbilt, 41-13. Florida Atlantic hangs with the Canes. They lose 21-14 though. 28-24, SMU knocks off Texas Tech. And now let's get to some highlights here. USC halfway across the pond. The Pacific Pond, that is, at Hawaii. Early in the game, USC scores. Goes up 7-0. Cheerleaders still wearing sweaters, even out in Hawaii. Yikes. 9-0 now. USC with the lead. And they're going to try to add to it here with 2:15 to go in the first quarter. They do. 15-0. Some concern now for USC fans as Cole McDonald goes up top for a long touchdown pass, and that would be a theme for Hawaii in this game. Long touchdown pass or just long completions. 15-7 USC. Here's Cole McDonald again, looking left side. Another receiver gets behind the defense. It's a foot race, and he's going to be pulled down at the 1. But USC being exposed a little bit in the secondary. Cole McDonald on the run. Another stop right at the goal line brings up 3rd down and goal. And here's the pitch left side. And USC speed on the edge is going to run that one down. Bringing up 4th down. Hawaii settles for a field goal to cut it to a 1-score game, 15-10. Hawaii with a chance to take the lead now. Cole McDonald sitting in the pocket. Shows off his great arm. An underthrown pass. Catch is made down the left sideline. 1st down and 10, Hawaii. And once again, they get down near the goal line on 3rd down and goal. Cole McDonald's going to try to run it in himself. He does not make it. And Hawaii has to settle for a field goal. USC adds on a touchdown there. It's now 22-16 Trojans as the floodgates start to open up for USC. Now 29-16 after that touchdown. Early in the 4th quarter, another touchdown on the left side in the back of the end zone. And USC starting to run away with it here in Hawaii, 36-16. 43-16. And now the run of the day by a quarterback. All the way down the left sideline. Touchdown USC, and they win it 50-16. But early their secondary was exposed. It'll be interesting to see how USC does the rest of this season. After beating Hawaii, we'll keep our eye on them because they are unranked to start the year. Louisiana Tech over North Carolina State. Baylor over Kennesaw State, 42-13. Arkansas beats Louisiana 20-17. Arkansas can't take games like that for granted. They lost to San Jose State last year. Mississippi State over Oklahoma State, 31-17. Colorado State upsets the Colorado Buffaloes in the Rocky Mountain Showdown, 20-17. West Virginia over New Hampshire, 38-7. New Mexico over UTSA, 28-21. And now let's head down to Tallahassee as the Florida State Seminoles take on the Pitt Panthers. Chief Osceola. And Florida State early in the game. Well, late in the 1st quarter, I should say. On the keeper, a touchdown on the right side. FSU goes up 7-0. Early in the 2nd quarter, another touchdown. Cam Akers from 3 yards out. Seminoles up 17-3. Here comes Pitt. Deep throw down the left side. It's going to be picked off by Florida State. And Florida State and USC both unranked to start the season. You've got to believe one of those two teams is going to end up ranked at some point this year. We'll keep our eye on them. We're going to be following everybody in college football, not just the ranked teams. We've got our eye on everybody. We are integrating Cal State Fullerton into the national scene, and we are bringing it to you as much as we can, as in-depth as we can. Florida State wins 27-3 over Pitt. All right, we've got a few more scores here to close out this episode. California 31-3 over Northwestern. Virginia 35-28. Bronco Mendenhall takes it to his former team. Cincinnati over Purdue 24-0. Tennessee over Delaware 31-10. Kentucky over Western Kentucky 48-27. And UCLA over Nevada 38-16. All right, how'd your favorite team do in week number 1? Did they play? Let me know how they're doing. We'll follow them throughout the season. We're going to follow everybody and keep you up to date week by week as we go through this thing. It is Cal State Fullerton Titans Dynasty here on Mama's Basement Sports Gaming.